Why is it important to get in touch with your body's natural cycles and rhythms? It's Dr. Mary, and that's today's question. So, we've been talking about the 7 principles of what being a well nourished woman means to me. And we're on principle number 2, which is getting in touch with your body's natural cycles and rhythms. So, why is this important? Despite the fact that so many of us wear busyness as a badge of honor, when it comes down to it, if you really tune in with your body, I think you'll find that that's really not your natural state. We were never designed to be Energizer bunnies. We were never designed to go, go, go and never take a break and never take a day off and never rest. And yet, so many of us do. I myself have been guilty of working 70-hour weeks on more than one occasion and probably in the too recent past. It's so easy to get caught up in doing mode, shuttling your kids around, making dinner, going to work, running your own company, taking care of all of the to-do list on your never-ending to-do list takes a lot of time. And in doing so, oftentimes we ignore our bodies. We ignore our hunger, we ignore our thirst, we ignore the pain from running around all day or sitting all day or not taking a break. And our body really starts kind of screaming at us, going, hey, pay attention, you're not taking care of me. And we ignore that too. And I can say this because that was me for most of my life. I didn't pay attention to my body. I ignored it. And the signs that my body kept sending me kept getting louder and louder and louder. So now I understand, having gone through 8 surgeries and all kinds of issues with my body, I get it now. I get that we were never supposed to be busy beavers and work all the time and go all the time and never take a break. I get that just like nature, our body cycles. We have ebbs and flows. We have times when we have a lot of energy and we're really productive and we get a lot done. And we have times where we feel like, I just want to take a day off, or I just want to curl up and take a nap, or curl up with a good book, or watch Netflix. And there are times when we just want to unplug and turn off and not have to do. So that's what I'm encouraging you to really get in tune with today. When I first started back on my journey to heal body image issues and my eating disorder and my relationship with myself, I had to start really paying attention to my body and get back in touch with its natural cycles and rhythms. So if you're where I was several years ago, how do you even start? So I have 2 methods that you can use. The first is, if you are female and you are still menstruating, track your menstrual cycle. I never used to know when my period was coming. Like, if I was on birth control pills, then I knew because it was kind of mapped out for me. But if I was on my own, I had no idea where I was on my cycle. And I really wasn't paying attention to how I felt on different days of my cycle. But let me tell you, if you're female and you're still menstruating, you are going to notice a difference in how you feel on different days of your cycle due to the hormonal fluctuations and changes that happen throughout your cycle. So if you're still menstruating, start there. Track your cycle. So I would encourage you to, there's a lot of apps you can do. I mean, that's really easy to do. Or just get a calendar and just track, day 1 is the first day of your period, and just track the number of days and just jot down. It's super easy. Just jot down kind of at the end of the day or at the beginning of the day, how am I feeling right now? And I bet you're going to, over a few months, you're going to notice the same kind of feelings cropping up around the same time of your cycle. So from a hormonal perspective, so this is science we're talking about here. from a hormonal perspective, for most women, they have a lot more energy in the first 2 weeks of their cycle because their estrogen level is higher and their testosterone level starts to peak as they get to ovulation. And then in the last 2 weeks of their cycle, if you have a 28 or 29 day cycle, most women report that they really kind of feel like they want to go within. And that's because estrogen has dropped, testosterone has dropped, and progesterone is up. And your body, because it doesn't know at this point whether it's pregnant or not, is preparing for pregnancy. And so it's encouraging you to slow down and go within. You can fight it, but I'm probably not ever going to be successful. So your cycle may not be 28 or 29 days. It may be 18, it may be 30, it may be 40, but just start to track your cycle and track how you're feeling. And then, if I've got a project that I want to start, I should probably start it like on day 3 of my cycle, after the cramps are over, when I'm high energy, when I know I've got a good couple of weeks ahead of me that I'm going to be high energy. Don't start it on day 27 when you're premenstrual and you're cramping and you feel like you just want to curl up in a ball and with a good book and chocolate. So just start to track. So if you are not female, or you are female but you're no longer menstruating or not menstruating yet, what do you do? So just same kind of MO, get a calendar and start to track how you feel on each day. So some women, if they're pre-menses, or even if they are perimenopausal and kind of acyclical with their cycles, or menopausal, still report having that 28-day kind of hormonal cycling because their hormones are still there. They may not be, occurring in the same level that they were, but they're still around and they're still fluctuating. And you may still, even after you've gone through menopause, still have some of that same kind of fluctuation. So that may be true for you. Other women report that their moods change with the moon's phase. So in ancient times, most women cycled with the moon. This is before fluorescent lights. This is before modern technology, before blue lights coming out of your iPad or your iPhone. When we were outside a lot, most women actually cycled with the moon. So they would ovulate on the full moon and they would bleed on the new moon. That was kind of the norm for most women's bodies because they were in tune with the moon. And so a lot of women, when you really start to pay attention, will see that not only do their moods change and fluctuate based on where they are in their menstrual cycle, but regardless of that, that also is true, but where the moon is. So if you're male or if you're female and you're not menstruating, or if you are menstruating, that would be another way you could do it. So there's a lot of moon calendars out there. Just Google moon phases and the year, and it'll tell you when the full moon and the new moon is. And a lot of calendars even have the new moon and the full moon on there. And so again, all you need is a calendar. Regardless of how you want to track it, if it's by the moon, if it's by your menstrual cycle, if you just want to track it in general, I promise you, if you do this for a few months, you're going to notice a pattern. And so then that will help you plan and predict. If I know these 2 weeks in general, I have more energy, or this week I really usually am on fire for whatever reason. Plan the new projects and the big stuff around that when you know you're going to have a lot of energy. For the times that you consistently just seem to be kind of down or depressed or want to go within, schedule some time off. More self-care. Listen to your body and get in touch with your body's natural cycles and rhythms. And I promise you, you will ultimately be even more productive and much more at peace and sane because you're actually honoring your body. It's Dr. Mary. I hope that answered your question and I hope that helped. We'll be back next week with our third principle in how to be a well-nourished woman. Bye for now.